Hello, folks. This is video number 5 in a playlist for uh, generative shape design using 3D Experience CATIA. Uh, Here, I will be discussing the selection of point on surface icon. When you go to generative shape design, you get the bottom horizontal menu like that, bottom of the screen. And if you select the wireframe, you get the point arc icon. And if you click on it, there is a dialog box that opens up. And as a pull-down menu, you can select on surface. In tutorials 2, 3, and 4, I've done coordinates on curve and on plane, and now we're going to be doing on surface. There is a secondary menu here that I will discuss it as we go along. Let's go ahead and using generative shape design, create a part file right there. And on that vertical plane, I will sketch a spline, which is going to be extruded to be a surface. So the actual shape and dimensions don't matter, but anyway, right there. And I'm going to do the extrude surface, extrude this, and I'll do it 100 millimeters in each direction. So that's a symmetry. And there we are. Okay, so we have created a surface here, and I can hide the sketch. Very good. Okay, so wireframe tab, click on the point icon and use the pull down menu to select on surface. First thing you have to do is to select the surface. Now, obviously, this is my surface. Okay, now notice that as soon as I did, and I put the cursor and selected a point on the surface has been selected. You can see that it's moving on that surface. And the reference is some location here, the green one, which is called the default location, and it's the center or default middle point, which is the center of that, well, in some sense, center of the surface. Now, also, let me click on it, and the measurement is 109 roughly millimeter, and there's a G here, 109 millimeter from that green point. Say okay. So this point from that center location, if you double click on it again, tells you where the center location is, right there. You can see that. And that point is 109 millimeter. Now, there's something else that I want to do. Say okay. Let's try it one more time. Click on the point, select the surface. Now for the point, instead of the default here, let me go and select this point that I created just a minute ago, right there. So now when you do that, the reference point is the green point there, which is another location. It's not the center anymore, center of the surface anymore. It is a point that I selected. Say okay. And of course, if you grab this arrow, you can move it in that direction. If you grab the point, yeah, you can move it backward, forward, etc. Now, there is this thing called coarse and fine here that I want to discuss. Say okay. So far I've created 2 points. These 2 points. Now let's go and do it again. Click on it. Click on it. Select the surface. For the point that I want to select, notice that I want to select this point, this corner point, right there. But when I select it, see, when I select that corner point, the location of the point should end up there. In other words, this green dot here should move to that location, not the green one, the blue one should move to that location. And then we say, okay, if I say okay, I should get an X over there. And I don't, I get a different location. Now let's try it again. Go to the point. For the surface, select the surface, select define, and now go and select that point. This time with a fine, you select that point. And notice that now the point is created there. So this business of fine and coarse is fine is an approximate algorithm, but the coarse is an approximate algorithm, and fine is a more refined algorithm which selected points more accurately. By the way, this G that you see here, it means that it's the distance along the shortest distance along the surface from the reference point, whatever it happens to be, to that location. Okay. Let me go to another point. For example, select the surface, use find, and select that corner point. So the distance here is 199. Okay, 199. And because I use find algorithm, it actually selected that corner point. And then we say, okay, now this is point number 5 that I selected. The distance was 199. If you double click on it, double click on point number 5 and say components, edit components. Notice that these numbers here, these numbers match these numbers. So these are the direction cosines of that thing. Okay. Now what I want to discuss is this direction thing. Let's go back here. I'm going to start another part file, generative shape design. Okay, so let's make a surface here on that plane. I will sketch. Why don't I make my job easier? Maybe a line right there. Okay, and exit and extrude it, but not in that direction. I want in the direction of Y. There we are, and I make it 150. Okay, so I have a surface here. Now I want some direction. For example, let's go ahead and create 2 points or 1 point. Doesn't matter. So let me go create 1 point. We go up, up, up. Okay, good. And now create a direction, but creating a line from this point to that point. So this is kind of a randomly selected direction that I've done here. Now we go to point on surface. For surface, I select that, and notice that the center or middle of that surface is selected. But I want for direction that line. So what happens is that you can kind of see what's going on as I move this thing, as I move this blue point around. It only moves so that it moves in the parallel direction to that line. And to convince you, we say okay. But to convince you that's what was going on, so I'm going to say project this on that surface. There we are. And now I go to this point that I created. It was point number 2. Okay, there we are. Unfortunately, it doesn't show me the projection. Yeah, so this point, as I move it around, it only moves. Select this. It only moves parallel to that projection line. Okay, it's kind of hard to see here because the projection line is not showing. Yeah, actually we can see the projection line if we did another point. Surface is this, direction is that line, and now you can see this point blue line moves only parallel to that projection line. Now, in the case of a flat surface, that's easy to see. You can see that the blue line is moving only parallel in that direction, projection direction. But that's kind of either impossible to see or very difficult to interpret when that surface is actually a curved surface. It's very easy to see it for a flat surface. So that's what this direction is when you select a line. All right, that's pretty much it. Good luck.